What's the name of the hotel? The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know... Oh. Oh! Oh, that's mean. Oh man, that's mean. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Kurita's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. Yeah, his knife was already there. It came from the other guy's room. There's the knife and fork on the table. I see. God, we fell into a trap. No, I know what he's gonna say now. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? Yeah, he's gonna say, yeah, it came from the other guy's room. If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Engard. Yep, he's missing his knife. Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Engarde's knife was missing. Mr. Engarde had gone to the victim's room with his knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven. This was a premeditated murder. Shit. Well, that didn't go as well as I thought it would. Man. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. Yeah, I did. That's my bad, honestly. A murder weapon with fingerprints, and a button from the victim's costume. This is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? It means evidence that the court hasn't seen. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well... Phoenix. The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out the sound of defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this case? Let me look real quick. And, yeah, so it's gotta be relevant. Would it be... We haven't talked about the wine glass yet. That's fairly important. Probably. Guessing. I guess they're talking about the wine glass. That's what I think. Yeah. I think that's what they're talking about. So, there's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs. I cannot talk properly right now. Usual bluffs. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is the most important evidence that you must show to the court? And I'm gonna go with the wine glass. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. Those were all things that were, at one point, sitting on top of the dresser. Huh, well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass, that glass that's sitting on top of the dresser, is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is the wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. Oh, shit. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrienne Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. Huh, that does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright? Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think so. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They might just fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. Huh, you turned the situation on its head again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Oh god. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have evidence to support it. What? He got the fingerprints, didn't he? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected. For fingerprints. Fingerprints? There was only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrienne Andrews. What? Oh, shit. That is why I thought that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Man, he is just kicking our ass right now. Well, Miss Andrews was probably something. Yes. I may have accidentally moved on anyway, but upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned, and set the glass down on the dresser. Huh. Well, what you just said makes a lot of sense. Oh, the tis. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness, old bag? Yes. Bailiff, please bring the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? This is interesting. So he could just get the judgment now, but he's pushing on with more witnesses, but he's got everything so carefully planned. I don't know if this is like a mistake on his part or not. Anyway, now the witness, please state your name and occupation. Old bag's quiet for once? Oh god. What is about to happen? Old bag's quiet for once. Witness, your name and occupation, please. She brought a gun, everybody duck! Gotcha. I wonder what had happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgey-boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with their testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand. Oh no. I tell you what, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm gonna tell you anything and everything. Even things I don't have to do with the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Ooh, shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgey-boy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No, please, by all means interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say, youths are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on a security detail at the hotel the night of the murder. This is correct, Miss Oldbag. Is it? It was a great job being able to see my dear Huan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that Engarde, because he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not to me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Huan Kurita. But those two were the same age. Well, is there a difference in their faces? I mean, I know there's a difference in their faces, but how much? They're kind of, well, honestly. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, Huan does look a tiny bit older, honestly. Like, Engarde looks like he's 16 or something. I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy-poo. What you witnessed. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Engarde, Matt Engarde. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Wait, so he was... Oh, no. This is going terribly wrong. So Mr. Engarde came out of the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Oh, man. After ceremony I went to... There's something I was interested in finding out, you know? What are you interested in finding out? Something you were interested in? And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know? It's a top secret, between me and Juan. Ah, and Edgy, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? If this has something to do with the case, then you can append it to your testimony. Looks like we should enforce it right now. Oh, okay. Huh. Did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's store the entire time? I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time, okay. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of Juan's room. Okay, if I asked, you'd probably just say it's Engarde. Maybe. I'll press on that if I want to in a minute. It's Engarde, man. Engarde, he's trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client. Are you sure about that? You see? Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a mess like last year, I should delve into this a bit further. It was like last year. What the person was carrying. I don't know if that matters. The person's face. Let me guess, she didn't see the face again. Let's just go with clothes. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I think. Maybe? Like, face, it's kind of like, maybe she didn't see the face. It's always... That seems to be a thing that happens a lot. What the person was carrying, I doubt that matters as much. So let's go person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters. But it does. Now what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center, too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Huh, men. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? Huh. I feel like if I say it wasn't important, he's gonna penalize me. Of course, Your Honor, it was very important. Very important. Yes, it was... Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. Shit. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. Huh, I don't quite see where you're going with this, but... Alright, witness, please. Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must... He's wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. What about his jacket? Wait, if it was... Wait a minute. So... Wait a minute, we got the bucket, not the bucket, the button here. It was ripped off his hakama, but his racing jacket, that's not a hakama. Or whatever, I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but that's not a hakama. I don't think that's a hakama. Or has anything to do with the hakama, because the hakama is like that skirt thing, I think? Or kind of, yeah, like the bottom piece to the samurai outfit. Because you have like the chest piece and the helmet, and then you have like the hakama at the bottom that kind of like... Isn't it like really loose pants or something like that? I think it's really loose pants. Do I have a picture? Yeah, check. Yeah, it's this. Right there, those loose pants. That's what the hakama is, I'm pretty sure. So, he wouldn't be wearing his... he wouldn't be wearing that, so... There was no way the button... Is that what I need to present? Or do I need to present his outfit? Well, no, the only thing that mentions his hakama is this, I believe. If this was found as hakama, then why would he leave the room with just his normal clothing on? This old bag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? Ah, a button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Wow. She really is a diehard fan and to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Matt Ngarde's body during a full body search. See? This button proves that beyond a doubt, it was that rascal Ngarde. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants. See? And Ngarde is the Nickel Samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you just say the defendant, Matt Ngarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket? She put the helmet back on. I hate that helmet. Why, they just give an old bag all the cool little tools and stuff. Ah, I'm so sorry.